It's a new day, it's a new life for me. Woo, woo, woo. And I'm feeling good.
Hello everyone, this is Joe the Orange, and today we are playing, well, I am fucking playing, not you guys. I don't know what the fuck you guys are playing, but I am playing Miltiades, and I'm using the unit Silver Shield Swordsman because they're pretty much the only unit I find viable on Miltiades. The reason being is their melee damage is so damn high compared to spears. The other combo that might be good on him is pikes, of course. I haven't really tested this out though, because I only have tier 5 pikes, so I'm not sure at higher tiers. But I can see how pikes could work on Miltiades. I have used them at lower tiers and it has worked pretty damn well in some cases when they don't get fucking bugged on the corner. But I can see how that could work pretty damn well. But I'm just not willing to invest that many points to test that shit. And that's one of the problems when testing commanders. Luckily when I started playing this guy, he was really overpowered, so I did level him up to tier 9. But now he's not that great. He used to be able to play light infantry like a champ, but it's not really the case anymore with barbs being introduced. And you might be wondering, why is that lucky? Like, you just invested so many points getting that commander to tier 9, and then you invested into a unit that's only good on that commander. Well, it's lucky because that is still the only combo that really does fuck people up. You know, that combo still works. The reason I always ask for melee buffs is because for new players, you're not going to know how good melee is until tier 9. And who the fuck wants to play 8 tiers of just shit? You know, you're not going to want to invest in the commander that's shit until tier 9. But anyway, back to the game. So these engineers thought they would trap that bit off, but with melee speed, it's something like 35%. It's fucking massive. I managed to get around the flanks, and look at that charge. The charge on melee, I'm not sure when the fuck this started happening, but destroying full barb units in one charge, and destroying Cav in the charge, well, you usually come off even with Cav. And what those engineers could have done is stake the back of that area, but nah, he got fucking run the fuck over. Well, and by the way, oh yeah, okay, we'll go back to the video, I'll explain something later. So it's very important to get a charge on melee, because what it does, it makes it, see how I charged that and his unit kind of advanced and my unit was inside it. That's actually an advantage to me because I had 2 other units there. So when those 2 units engage, even though all my units are engaging from the same side, it's counting as me flanking and recharging him. Or re-hitting him, should I say. Which makes him rout a lot quicker. So getting a charge off on melee is very important. If you don't get the charge, you can just get fucked up the arse, basically. And you never really want to take on, like, even fights. You have the speed advantage, right? So if you see Leonidas with his Sacred Band spears coming up around the hill, and it's 3v3, you know, your units versus his units, just piss off until he engages someone else, then run up behind them and fear him. There's no point playing fair as melee. You want to be a cunt. You want to be a dirty little shit and trick people, basically. So if you play a full day as melee and no one gets angry at you or rages at you, you fucked up. You want people to be like, oh, that's some overpowered crap. That's bullshit, man. You shouldn't be able to do that. And that's when you know. That's when you know you've done something right. And do you see that guy trying to put down bloody stakes on top of me? That's why every time you play now, just remove formation attack. Just get rid of that shit. If I could rip it off my bars forever, I would. Because with stakes being able to be put down in combat, formation attack is what's going to get you killed. As you can see there, he was putting the stakes down, but because I have no formation attack on, all my guys were pushed against his. So even if those stakes did go down, it would kill nothing. Now, if you roll back the video a few seconds, there was a little bit of blue writing came up, and I can see the smoke in the forest or the swamp area. So I know it's full of traps, so I'm just dodging around that shit. trying to get to them. And I do end up running into the stakes with this unit here, but what would have been a better idea overall is going and getting the flag so I could actually see into the forest. But you know, shit happens. I did alright, I guess. You know, I fucked some people up, but then yeah, big fail at the end. And this first game is more of a just rolling cunts game. The next one's going to be a team v team game. You know, a real high tier game. And then the third one is just a fuck around game. It's pretty funny. I'll just wait until you guys see it. And by the way, I recently got dental work, so I've got a bit of a lisp happening. And that's why I haven't done a video for a while. I can't fucking talk properly sometimes. So yeah. But I do have a lot of footage to get through, so the video should start rolling out now. But anyways, let's get on with the Milli Vanilli shit. Let's move on to the next game. Nothing more really fucking happens. We won. And you may have noticed that that heavy strike breaks people's morale. It helps, you know, drop their morale pretty damn quick. And it's all those little things that make Silver Shield Swordsman on Millie so viable. And in all these games, I just drop my shields. I don't give a fuck about shields. Couldn't give two shits really. Unless if I was playing pikes, I'd keep my shields. But since I'm not, just fuck them off. I would just rather the speed in general. You know, I can chase away the ranged or get into melee quicker than fucking around with ray shields and all that bullshit. And I've actually seen people on the forum saying drop shields is shit and they should remove that instead of removing ray shields. And fuck you guys, I mean, holy shit. If they remove drop shields, Millie literally is the shittest cunt. Just so shit. If you think ray shields is better than drop shields, you're either playing pikes or you're just a dumb cunt. You're just so fucking dumb. And I don't mind the fact that he has ray shields because, you know, pike players. So, you know, they can have that and then I'll take my drop shields. But to remove drop shields is removing everything fucking interesting about Millie to me. Now, as you can see, I'm going balls deep on this light infantry here because I thought he might have two more light infantry units. So I wanted to kill this one really quick. And I keep one unit back in case they do come up behind me. But that isn't the case. This guy is actually using two tier 8 spears, heavies, with one light unit. So that little skirmish has given me some good information because I do spot his heavy spears and I know he's playing melee. And I know how shit heavy spears are on melee. So it's just, if I can get into combat with him with a rear charge or something, I can just fuck him up. So I'm just waiting for that opportunity here. And the other thing I'm keeping an eye on is that ranged. Because they can damage me, but if they advance too much, they can't really escape me. I'm just too fucking quick. I'm too quick. So the minute I see his spears are going to engage in combat, that's when I go in. And I'm not sure why he went in with two units like that. He could have run one slightly into the forest area. Well, he knew I was there, I guess, but you know, it's better off surrounding people as melee. Now, one thing I do regret doing is I should have charged my first unit into the rears of that melee engagement and my second unit into the archers. But anyway, so I managed to cut off that charge, which helps me a lot. Here, I kill a fuck ton of these guys. And I believe that Federation does end up rallying at some point, or I just kill them all. One or the other. He's already used his spheres on Federation. And I think that's Germanicus swords. And Germanicus is just a piece of shit now. I mean, he's just fucking useless. So, pretty easy at this stage. And one thing you will notice I do, no matter what, if Cav is coming towards me to get a rear charge, I charge them. Even if I'm in combat. Because if you don't do that, you are fucked. You are just going to get annihilated. You have no fucking shields. You know, you have no charge deflect, basically. So your counter to getting charged by Cav is charging them. And versus Alexander, you end up coming off second best, but it's pretty, you do pretty well. Versus Scipio, you usually actually win the charge. Unless they're heavy Cav and you're in the open. And then it's pretty even, but in most cases, if you manage to do a head-on-head charge with Scipio, you will actually do more damage to him than he will to you. So just then, that Cav got in the way. I was pretty comfortable taking on this Pike unit and Archer unit, but I ended up running into that Cav instead of being able to surround the Pikes a lot earlier. And that kind of fucked up my plans, so this is basically the end of the game for me. Which is pretty funny, because I'm not sure if that guy did it on purpose with his Cav. But yeah, that really fucked me up. So, that's the end of that one. And that's one thing, Millie dies quick, but he fucks people up quick. That's the trade-off. And this is how most Millie games go. You start off with this massive killing spree, or you start off making a mistake. Well, when you make a mistake, you're fucked as Millie. He dies quick. So if you let Cav charge you without charging them, you're dead. If you go into the open, and they have a flag and they can see you and shoot you, you're dead. You can't really stand getting punished like that. It's not like fucking Roman, well, Germs is shit now, but it's not like old Germs where you can advance and take on a shit ton of damage, and then once you get into melee, you fuck people up. Well, I guess that's what Leo is now. You can advance in a straight line, you might lose half your guys getting there, but then you will fuck people up. But with Millie, if you lose half your guys before you even get there, you're basically fucked. I guess the way to explain it is he's not a frontline warrior. He does pretty damn well in the forest areas, but he's not really a frontline warrior like Leo or Germanicus or Scipio. I guess Scipio is a pretty frontline warrior these days. And another thing to keep in mind when you are playing Millie is how powerful your charge is with Silver Shield Swordsman. If you charge bombs in the open, they're dead. They just disappear off the face of the fucking planet. And if you get a charge on Cav, and they don't charge you, they're just annihilated. So you just have to remember your charge is a Cav charge, basically. And another thing, when I was talking about that Cav getting in the way, I was talking about the enemy Cav. Because I noticed that there was Cav on our team, but yeah, that enemy Cav, that tier 6 fucking Cav. Yeah. Son of a bitch, got in my way. And one thing I could do better is I always use that aura, and I get it mixed up with heavy strikes, and I fucking push it on all my units like at the start, when you should space them out. So there's just some things I'm going over the video I can improve on myself and try to fucking fix up. And then the game drags out until the end. It ends up going to 0 seconds, so I just skipped a bunch of that shit. Now, one thing you want to keep an eye on in this match is where our heavy infantry is going. Just watch the blue dots on our screen. And just keep an eye on so I get that charge in there before he can charge me, which is always good. But yeah, keep an eye on the map, basically. Because our team basically gives up from fucking the get-go. They just give up. Don't even want to try to fucking win. So these Leo spears are advancing, but I charge before he can hold the line. And now that that unit is on that side, I can surround him and break his morale very quickly, even if he is Leonidas. And I get the charge in again before he hold the line. And the reason I did take so much damage in that charge is because I got shot by a fucking ballista bolt. But shit happens. So that unit's broken, and here come these other spears, most likely Leonidas. So I just line up another charge and get that one through, just annihilating that flank before he hold the line. Because the reason being is, well, it's a risk, I guess. He could have very quick reactions and hold the line, but You know, most people don't. So just charge the cunts. Out of the forest, of course, out of the grass. Because if you just charge them in the open, they gotta see you from a mile away. But the problem with these games is that it puts a bunch of tier 5s and tier 4s and shit like that on your team. Like the enemy had tier 6. And it really fucks up the game, really. You know. Because what's happened here is they've just smashed that other side. And since our side here hasn't pushed hard enough, and our heavies are just running away, like camping on a fucking hill, you know, we've lost. And of course, unit composition has a lot to do with it. We had too much cav, too many ballistas, not even catapults. If we had catapults, I just fucking hate ballistas at the moment, really. Catapults are just really good. Ballistas are just really shit. I don't see the point of going ballistas when you can bring catapults that will fuck people up. Some people, I guess, like ballistas, but shit. How many times do you see ballistas do well compared to the catapults? Anyway, that's the end of the fucking Millie video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe and thumbs up.